A certain kind of Brexit supporter regularly writes claims in the comments below my videos that they did not get from careful research, but only from reading headlines or simply repeating what others had said. And today, once again, I'm going to unmask more of these claims from the comments in this video today. First, the EU has backed down from their threats of a food blockade. Well, there never was such a threat, so there is nothing that can be taken back. And all the claims in the newspapers and this fake video and so on show me one piece of proof for that. You can't, because it doesn't exist. They never did that and they never will. Second is, the EU plans to use Northern Ireland via the Northern Ireland Protocol for tactical and strategic reasons against the UK in the event of a no deal. No, the sole purpose of the Northern Ireland Protocol is to protect the Good Friday Agreement and prevent a renewed outbreak of attacks and unrests on the island of Ireland. The EU wants to protect peace. Third, the EU has already broken the withdrawal agreement, and they always mean Article 38. And that's not right. The withdrawal agreement says it is recognized that the Parliament of the United Kingdom is sovereign. Yeah, that's true. And this sovereign Parliament voted for this agreement and ratified it and made it international law. However, this passage does not mean that a parliament can unilaterally rewrite an international agreement. And since Trump is often mentioned as an example that this is possible, even Trump didn't dare to do that. He has terminated international treaties. Great Britain can do that too. Every country can step out of an international treaty on the whole. But even Trump has not tried to rewrite it unilaterally. This is not possible, and the UK can't do that either. 4. The EU Commission is unelected. That's something I regularly hear about the undemocratic EU and stuff like that. The Commission is elected by the EU Parliament, and the EU Parliament is elected by the citizens of the EU. And for those always claiming this is undemocratic, shouldn't Britain be more democratic then? Nobody elected Boris Johnson as Prime Minister except his party. Not even Parliament voted for Boris Johnson as Prime Minister. And only citizens in his constituency could vote for him at all. But they only could vote for him as MP. But nobody could vote for him as Prime Minister. And number 5 is one of the repeated claims. The vote in 2016 was our vote for sovereignty. Great Britain has always been sovereign. Otherwise, the referendum in 2016 could not have taken place at all, and certainly not the exit from the EU. How could a not sovereign country leave the EU? And the UK there was much more sovereign than Scotland, by the way. The UK did not need permission from the Commission to hold the referendum. But Scotland needs Johnson's permission? Who is more undemocratic here? And 6, we have left the EU. That means all commitments don't exist. Great Britain joined the EU voluntarily. Great Britain was also involved in every EU decision and even had the right to veto. All commitments entered into from it continue to exist as international treaties if they did not automatically end with the exit. This Brexiteer view would mean the breach of further international treaties. And 7th, one of the very repeated ones, we want a Canada-type deal. No, Britain never wanted a deal like Canada. Britain always wanted a lot more. And to be exact, in total they want 13 different deals. That's far more than Canada has. And Britain wanted full access to the market, tariff-free and quota-free and stuff. Canada does not have that. Read up on the UK government's own website if you don't believe me. And 8th, EU breaks Article 50 by not giving us a deal. Article 50 doesn't even contain anything about the future relationship after the exit. Except one part, if you want to rejoin, then Article 49 is mentioned. It's only about the exit and the settlement. And 9 is another really often used one. Project Fear at it again. No, even the British government is gradually having to admit more and more that this is all project reality. And 10, a very old one coming up again. The EU will be gone in 5 years. Well, some say in 5 years, some say Christmas, whatever. We have been hearing that, especially from England, for 40 years now. And it won't be true now either. From January 1st, the EU can take care of its own problems even more when Brexit is finally no longer an issue in the Commission and the Council. Incidentally, it's no longer for most EU citizens already. Almost nobody cares about Brexit anymore. 11th is one I like very much. Germany, France and Italy will leave the EU next. I won't even start why Germany will be the last country standing in the EU, but at this point I really have to say thank you, Brexiteers. It is thanks to you and Brexit that fewer citizens than ever before are calling for their respective country to leave the EU. In the meantime, almost everyone has noticed the consequences of leaving for their own country, and so they don't even ask for it anymore. Even our most right-wing idiots are now for making some small changes in the EU, but not leaving the EU. So, thank you. And with number 12, I'm really, it's fun that this even came up today after such a long time passing when this happened. We don't need a deal with the EU, we will have a deal with the USA. Both Donald Trump and Joe Biden have both made it very clear that there will be no deal for the UK with the US if the internal market bill is passed, and it will damage the Good Friday Agreement. 13th, we have a great deal with Japan that is better than the EU's deal with Japan. Yeah, it is better. Better for Japan. The deal contains stricter rules for state aid than what the EU ever asked for. And in addition, a large part of the expected 17 billion trade volume, will go in favor of Japan. In Japan's position, I would sign it, which by the way has not happened yet. 14th, 40,000 farmers in Belgium would lose their jobs with a no deal. Well, to start with, there are only 35,000 agricultural companies in Belgium, and that counts in all the one-person companies. And they are not all dependent on Great Britain. They deliver to the rest of the EU far more than to the UK. And so they are not depending on that. Of course, there will be some in trouble because they used to deliver to the UK, but definitely not that a big margin of the farmers in Belgium. 15 is quite an egoistic one, probably from the point of view of the person who are writing this. Not paying the EU budget, but just a tariff, it's not that a big deal. First, it will be far more expensive overall than the UK contribution to the EU budget. And second, customs duties are paid by the consumers, so the people in the UK. And people on low incomes are particularly hard hit when food becomes more expensive. So don't you care for your poorer people? And 16 is one I like. We will take back control of our borders. Yes, it really seems so. And apparently the British love border control so much that they are now even opening an additional border in Kent. And there should be no controls for the first 6 months because the UK government was unable to prepare for the end of the transition period. That's what I heard from that government. Well, smugglers will be very happy about that. and especially the smugglers that are smuggling migrants into the UK. Wasn't there something you wanted to prevent with Brexit? 17th, we voted for a no-deal Brexit. I hear this for months now. The Leave campaign promised all the benefits of the single market with no obligations. They have not promised to completely step away from that. And there was no talk of leaving without a deal in 2016. Plus, there was no talk about this in December 2019. In December, Boris promised success with his oven-ready deal, and in his manifesto, he stood for ratifying the withdrawal agreement. So, by altering the one now, he's breaking his manifesto as well, by the way, because in his manifesto was ratifying the withdrawal agreement as it was at that time. 18th, the stubborn EU will be responsible for no deal. Well, here we are with the blame game, but no one here cares anymore. But just to make it clear, the EU is negotiating on the basis of the political declaration signed by both sides as the intentions for the future relationship. In the whole time, the EU has not asked for anything else. But the UK has completely changed its demands. In 19, the EU is not negotiating in good faith, hence the necessity for the internal market bill. And once again, I can only give the same answer. The EU is negotiating on the basis of the political declaration signed by both sides, where they said that's what we want for the future. So the EU is negotiating in good faith. And if you don't understand what this means from the withdrawal agreement in legal terms, please stop commenting on it. And the British in the whole time have changed their demands, and the EU has not asked for anything else than what was already in the political declaration. 20th, the UK can do deals around the world with countries like Germany and France. No. Great Britain cannot conclude bilateral trade agreements with Germany, France, or any other EU country. Trade agreements are within the competence of the EU and are negotiated for the EU as a whole by the Commission. So forget any bilateral deals with Germany, France, or anybody else here. 21st, the EU realized because of the internal market bill that the UK are serious and will now buckle and give in. The President of the European Council, Charles Michel, made it very clear the day before yesterday that this is not the case. And Michel Barnier retweeted what he wrote, by the way. And the European Parliament has made it very clear that it will not ratify a treaty of any kind with the UK if the internal market bill is passed the way it is at the moment. 22nd, the UK doesn't need agricultural products from the EU. I hope you know that the UK is only 50% self-sufficient in case of food. 25% of all food comes from the EU. Well, perhaps you can tell me how you want to replace this with food from other places, especially fresh food. And if you now want to know more about European politics, YouTube has chosen another of my videos right here for you in the end screen, right next to your chance to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. Click and enjoy. Viel Spaß and Salamat Bersanang Sanang.